Another strong goal line stand, this time from the Empire. We saw a similar thing on Boston's part. Both teams being patient as they go to the end zone.
And finally, it's Jeff Babbitt to that side of the end zone. The Empire know that that's a space that he's comfortable in. These two, you know each other so well from their UMass days. For a long time, were the #1 team in the country that season in 2016. Carapella on the around to Babbitt. Falls on the ground, but just make sure that he had it collected, and then a little flick in to Sadok in the end zone. Still pressure from New York. So disc is in. Here's Jack. Goes quickly to Charles Weinberg with Babbitt, the one to make the D.
Well, it looked like 1-2-3 score was exactly what they were going to do, but then they decided to throw it up in the air with Jeff Babbitt in the area.
And Babbitt looks a little shaken up on the play. Again, that may be the one guy for the Glory. Thinking about going over the top to Babbitt. Instead, it's going to be Sadok. Into Dick. Still a lot of bodies there at the front of the end zone. Little flick in for Babbitt. Now he's got 3 goals in the game for a +6. Yacht will get the D, but it doesn't matter. The Empire fall here for the first time in 6 years. As that is late, Randolph couldn't get the MAC from Jack Williams. And that sums up the evening just a bit as the New York Empire fall here. 4-2 is their record now. The Glory bump it up 4-2 to make a muddy scene at the top of the East Division with a date against the DC Breeze up in Boston on Sunday. And speaking of that Empire O-line, again, a familiar face. Say hello to Jeff Babbitt. Jeff, today 3 goals for you, 2 assists, 1 block, a +6, and of course, plenty of emotions. Can't look past any of that, but this is the first win for the Boston Glory in franchise history. You knew it was going to be a big game for all the intangibles, but what did you see from your team taking care of the X's and O's and all the things that, emotions aside, that you had to do tonight to beat your former team?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. We went into this week, we had a close game with New York a couple weeks ago at home, and we knew we could compete, and we knew that it was all down to patience and having some determination that we could win the game. And we came out tonight really ready to go and knew every turnover was going to matter, and you saw us play a really clean game.
With New York really ramped up their defensive pressure, it felt like, in that 4th quarter, but the O-line was still able to go out there and grind, even with some really long points. How did you survive that change in pressure from New York?
Yeah, we spoke about it going into the 4th that they were going to try some different things, and we knew that we'd have to be a little bit more grindy in the handler space, and we specifically spoke about being willing to give up some system cuts in the reset to make sure we get the disc back, get the stall started over. And New York, you know, all the power to Marquez. He had Lundy locked up a couple of times, but we grinded through it.
You're in your return. Boston has a great road fan base, but for you, what does it mean to get a big win here in New York against your old team?
It's bittersweet, I'll say that. It was weird coming back here, but it's going to be great to see a lot of friends and fans that I'm used to seeing at these games, and it was good taking it to them.
Well, you only really get about, 36 hours or so to celebrate this win, because then you go back home to take on DC. Now at the top of the East Division being so complicated, having split the games with New York, what do you have in store for DC to make this top of the East even messier?
Yeah, I mean, we played a good game in DC about a month ago, and I've studied a lot of film on them. We've looked at a lot of film review, and we feel confident in our defensive sets. And at that point in the season, our system offensively, both sides of the disc, wasn't so clean. And I think we're in a lot better place now, so we're going to be in good shape.
Well, Jeff, you're the consummate professional. We thank you for your time and really appreciate it. Have good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.